Yes, YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So if you're trying to pack on some serious muscle without turning into a fatty, then this video is for you. So here are 5 tips to help you build muscle without gaining any of the fluff. No BS, just actionable advice that you can implement right now and improve your training straight away. So let's get into the video. Now, let me just preface this video by saying that your body can only build so much muscle. So if you're consuming a massive excess of calories, chances are you are just going to get fat, which in turn will mean you'll have to cut your bulk shorter because you'll be much fatter, much quicker, and you'll just be unhappy with how you look and you'll want to cut to get back into decent shape. Tip number 1 is to take steroids. Right, that's a joke. But if you're training and you want to build muscle without gaining fat, you really do have to dial in your nutrition. This is where most people go wrong. Most people think, oh, I want to build muscle, I'm going to bulk, I need to eat everything in sight or just make sure that I'm getting 10,000 calories in. That couldn't be further from the truth. You don't need to be in a huge surplus. Anywhere circa 300 calories is more than enough. Essentially, every single week you want to be looking at gaining 0.3 to 0.6 kilos. That's essentially the sweet spot where you are maximizing muscle building, but you're also minimizing fat gain. And by doing that effectively, you'll be able to bulk for a really long period of time, build a lot of muscle without gaining too much fat. So dial in your macros. I'm sure you've heard this 10,000 times before. A gram of protein per pound of body weight. That's genuinely what you should really be doing. So a gram of protein per pound of body weight. With your fats, I would be looking at either 20% of your daily total calories or anywhere between 40 and 50 grams. And then you simply just fill the rest of your calories with carbs. Good carbs. Think of food as fuel for your training. Don't use bulking as an excuse to eat like an absolute ogre and just smash and slam everything in sight because it's bulking season. That's not what you should be doing. Tip number 2, train like an absolute beast. I'm talking training with intent and real intensity, not just hopping into the gym for a couple of hours and doing a couple of light sets and just doing some fluff exercises and junk volume. Stop doing endless sets. Your focus should be on quality over quantity, always making sure that your form, so range of motion and how you perform the rep, your tempo and your effort, brackets intensity, is always on point. So ask yourself the question, can you take a set close to or to failure without your form breaking down whatsoever? If the answer's no, then you're leaving some gains on the table. Another thing which I think a lot of people get caught in the trap of is not to class sweating as training hard. Real muscle growth comes from intentional, intense work. Sweating is just a byproduct of that, but the fact that you are sweating doesn't necessarily mean that you're training hard. Tip number 3 is huge. So tip number 3 is to prioritize peri-workout nutrition. If you're training hard, you need to fuel up before, during, and after your sessions. So before your workout, have a meal that's got a good amount of protein in, so 40 to 50 grams. Have a meal that's high in quick carbs, and then have a small amount of fats as well to delay digestion and ensure that those carbs get you through the full session. So a meal like this, typically one that I have pretty much every day, is chicken, jasmine rice, couple of crumpets with some jam on, and then some dark chocolate on those crumpets too. Now that is the perfect mix of high protein, high quick carbs, and a little bit of fats. Intra-workout, something that a lot of you may not be taking into consideration. So when looking for an intra-workout, I typically would always opt for a powder. So it would either be, well, cyclic dextrin or highly branched cyclic dextrin, which essentially is just some very fast-acting carbs that won't distress the gut, which will allow you to keep your performance high and maintained throughout the full session. Post-workout, hit your body with some protein and some quick carbs. So I typically would have a whey protein shake, pour that in with some Cocoa Pops, as after you train, your body is essentially in sponge mode. So use that to your advantage and replenish lost glycogen and kickstart your recovery. Tip number 4, massively important, recovery is king. Now, you can go in the gym and train like an absolute monster, but if your recovery is poor, you're wasting so much time and so much effort. Your muscles grow when you rest, not when you lift. So if you're always tired and you're under recovered and you're trying to smash every PB every single session, you're not hardcore, you're just burning out and you're not getting the best results from what you're doing. Stick to 4 or 5 training sessions maximum per week. Ensure that you are getting 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep every single night. manage your stress and hydrate. Oh, and another tip, never do your cardio right before your training session, as it's going to take away from your session. It's going to hinder your performance. You need to respect your recovery like you respect your training. Treat them as equal parts. They're both incredibly important and incredibly effective, but they need to work in unison to give you the best results from what you're doing. Tip number 5 is to play the long game and be patient. So many people try to rush results and they end up eating too many calories. You're going to shoot yourself in the foot. Lean bulking takes time. To build a good amount of muscle, it takes a long time, so don't rush the process. Measure your progress monthly, not daily. Take photos, track your lifts, use body weight changes as a guide, not as gospel. If you're gaining strength in key lifts, so in your big lifts, you're staying lean and you're slowly starting to fill out t-shirts, you're on to a winner. Don't rush the process and undo all of your hard work by sloppy eating or overtraining. Patience and consistency build physiques, not shortcuts. A quick recap, just a summary of the video. So nutrition, dial your macros in, ensure that you're only operating in a very slight surplus to allow you to build as much muscle as possible whilst minimizing fat gain and staying as lean as possible. Another bonus here is that by staying lean for as long as you can, you're going to feel better about how you look and you're actually going to like how you look in the mirror rather than being fat and obese, carrying excess fat just to build muscle. Number 2 is to train hard, not long. Focus on quality over quantity, maintain good form, good tempo, and take that all the way to failure without breaking your form down. Tip number 3 is to fuel around your workouts to allow you to perform at your best, to allow you to recover at your best. 4, optimize recovery, sleep 8 hours per night, try and manage stress, don't overtrain, stick to 4 to 5 sessions every single week. Number 5, to guarantee success, be patient, be disciplined, be consistent, and you will get to where you want to be. It will just take a little bit of time. If you do these 5 things, you are going to build muscle and stay lean in the process. If you found this helpful, drop me a like, drop me a subscribe. Let me know in the comments which tips of these you found the most helpful. Catch you in the next one. Peace.